But a second later, I found out we were all listening because we all burst out laughing at the same time when the teenager said, "He is too a nice boy. Why else would he be doing 200 hours of community service?"
We are back with the ever-hilarious humorist, Jeanne Robertson. So glad you're with us. You were just too funny. Now, you were telling us in the break about your success on YouTube.
Oh, yes, we put clip up on YouTube.
All right, so let me make sure I've got this right. 16.5 million hits.
That's right.
On
and
YouTube.
we don't advertise or do that type of thing to get hits. Now, that seems like a lot.
Well, it is a lot.
It is a lot. But Susan Boyle, that woman they found in the house singing in England, she has 400 million hits. If I had a camera with me all the time and could just film some of the things Left Brain does, I would have 400 million hits too.
That's too funny.
How did you and Left Brain meet?
Well, I'm 6'2" and he's 6'6". He was a basketball player.
So you knew you needed a tall man.
I heard about him. I stole my keys from my mother one afternoon and went over to his town 3 or 4 miles away and rode around till I found him.
So you set out on a mission to find this man that you had heard about?
No, I found a tall man.
A tall man, okay.
Just any tall man.
Yeah, and then I knew he was over there, and so we clicked. We both played bridge. And totally opposite, you know, but he's so encouraging in my career that it's wonderful.
Now, how long have you and Left Brain
Forever.
been together?
Forever. Forever. You know, it's to the point where when you've been with somebody so long, he can say, "I think we know those people over there," and I'll say, "No, you don't. I think I do." "No, you don't, honey. If you hadn't met him at badminton, I know everybody you know. I know everywhere you've been." We're to that stage of life, and we're enjoying it as much as we did the other stages of life because we together look for humor every single day.
That makes
and
sense.
we find it.
And you have children. How did you keep your sense of humor with your kids? Because kids can be really frustrating.
I left town and left them with Left Brain. I was traveling. I was making speeches. Our son's name is Beaver. If we'd had a little girl, we were going to call her Muskrat, but the boy's the one I'm telling you, and he's 6'8". And there's a period in every child's life when their teeth are bigger proportionally than the rest of their head.
I'm still going through that.
We went into a restaurant, and I said, "Put your coat over there, Beaver. Here's the menu. Sit right down here, Beaver." And a woman at the next table, whom I had never seen in my life, grabbed me by the elbow and said, "How would you like it if he called you Giraffe?" It just burned me.
You're like, no, that's really...
Yeah, and then we've got grandkids. We just have a different life in that I travel all the time. See, a lot of times it's the man who travels.
Right.
And this is an interesting thing if we're talking about careers. One time I was out of town and Left Brain went to a social occasion, which he usually just doesn't go. If I'm not there, he didn't want to go.
Right.
And somebody came up and they said Jeanne was making a speech, and a man said, I wouldn't let my wife go out of town all the time making those speeches. And somebody standing there said, "You would if your wife could make the money that Jeanne makes." And before anybody said anything, Left Brain said, "No, you would never make that money, because if you're not willing to let her go when she's not making a penny, you'll never be there when she makes a lot of money." I thought that was quite interesting. In other words, many times I've said to him, "I need to do this. I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to be gone 5 days." And he says, "Well, if you need to do it, do it." But there are a lot of people that don't think that way.
Right.
They think, you know. So it works. He's a sweetie. He's a sweetie.
Now, do you get a lot of material from your grandchildren also?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. That's how I got my first 50,000 hits on YouTube. I paid them. They just sat there going back and forth. Can I stop, Nene? My arm hurts. No, hit it right there. Keep punching, for Pete's sake.
Now, do your grandkids?
My fingers are bleeding.
Do your grandkids realize how cool you are? Like that you're speaking all over the country and that people are paying money? I mean, do they realize who their grandmother is?
This is what I do for my work. This is what I do. But we did go to maybe kindergarten or the first grade to the school down in Georgia one time. They talk like I do. And as we were standing there with the teacher, the little one said suddenly, "She's on TV." He had never mentioned it. He had never seen anything, but he wanted his teacher to know. And by TV, he meant YouTube. Right. You know, DVDs and CDs and that kind of thing.
Right.
I'm just having a ball, but I've taken some chances. I was a coach. I stopped teaching and took a chance and I printed a brochure. And I went full-time speaking, and you just have to take some risks sometime if you're ready, if you think you're ready. And then to go into theater work. So I'll be at the Majestic Theater Sunday night here in Dallas. And this is my 3rd year there in a row, and I'll tell different stories. So you just keep writing stories and having a good time.
How many stories do you have in that arsenal?
I
like
have 80,
filed away.
hundreds, and I have 81 on YouTube. On YouTube.
How do you keep them all
wait a
straight?
minute.
Do you have
What
like
is
an
it called?
organization system?
Oh, organizational system. Where is my purse? I don't speak a word that I don't check off that I told it. So you can, if you've got a 45-minute story, I mean a 45-minute speech, and you're going to tell a 15-minute story, and you run
Right.
short, and they come up and say cut, 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 cut. And so you'll take the 15-minute story and take out 5 minutes of it. Then I want to be able to use that 5 minutes in another story when I come back the next time. I mean, it's all shifting around and moving it and doing it. And I'm having a ball. My encouragement would be, on my 70th birthday, I'm having a birthday party at the Cobb Center in Atlanta, 2,400 seats.
Wow.
And we're hoping everybody will bring, we haven't decided whether food or a toy. But that's the way to celebrate. The night before, I'm in Birmingham at a huge stage. So that's the way, by example, to show your children you can do anything as long as you want to do it if you enjoy it. And Left Brain's always said stop when you don't enjoy it anymore.
Right. Well, I love that you make things funny and make light of things, but not at anyone else's expense.
Well, we learned that an interesting way. I had a story about luggage in Hawaii. I'd been working on it and telling it was going over. And I was speaking at a Boy Scout banquet locally, and I told it, and the people didn't laugh. And Left Brain said, I thought you said that those people, this was going over. And I said, well, it was, but it didn't go over tonight. And we realized they knew Left Brain, and they weren't sure if I was making fun of him or not. Aww. And so what that told me as a speaker is the audience needs to know when you kid your husband that it's okay. So now I've added a line in every speech. I say, I love this man. He's my best friend, and I would not talk about him if it hurt his feelings. And then I roll on. But they
like your little censor.
They need to know this is not Phyllis Diller fame.
Right.
Right.
You know, he's very supportive and lets me go whether I'm making any money or not. And lets me go is in the definitive word. But he always says, well, I know you were going to go anyway, so I just be supportive.
That's so sweet of him. And congratulations on all your success.
Well, I'm just having a good time, and other people can do the same thing at an advanced age.
We feel very motivated now. Thank you, Jeanne.
I think I'm looking good. Don't y'all think I'm hanging in there?
I think you look amazing.
We're in there. Okay.
Amazing.
You said the right thing. So thank y'all, and thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely. We want you to come back.